A very good morning, girls. How are you? I hope you are doing good. And first of all, before going to start the class, so once again, I want to say that I'm going to teach the vector calculus today, and the lecture number is 17, as you know that. So here, excuse me. So here, in a previous classes, right, lecture number 12 and 13. So there already I said that for one problem we got that some different answer instead of a, b, c by 6. So there I did a mistake I took the limits of the y as some 0 to 1 minus x by a. It's b of x 1 b of 1 minus x by a. So once check that one, I will see that question also. Here the question is in second unit okay, in second unit in a volume integrals. Yeah, the question is 0 comma 0 after tetrahedron problem undi kadandi. So after that, I mean for that one only, tetrahedron problem, that is 0 comma 0 comma 0, a comma 0 comma 0, 0 b 0 0 0 c. For that we have to get the answer is a, b, c by 6, and for that I got some different answer, because instead of b of 1 minus x by a, I took that it is 1 by x minus a. Sorry for that, please once check it. And after that we discussed the exercise problems, and I gave the once again I want to say the answers. Find the value of the integral of the scalar field pi equal to x square plus y square plus z square over the region V specified by 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, comma 1 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 2, comma 0 is less than or equal to z less than or equal to 3, and for that the answer is 17. Okay. And for the next problem, find the volume of the section of the cylinder x square plus y square equal to 1 that lies between the planes z equal to x plus 1 and z equal to minus x minus 1. For that the answer is 2 pi. And for the next problem, the limits are x is equal to minus 1 to 1, okay, or what I said, we can take that it is 0 to 1 also, but if you are taking that 0 to 1, then you have to take into 2, okay, otherwise simply you can take that minus 1 to 1. And y limits are under root of 1 minus x square to under root of 1 minus x square minus under root of 1 minus x square to under root of 1 minus x square, and z limits are z is 0 to 1 minus x square minus y square, okay. So now here in a previous class, that means in yesterday's class, we discussed that the problems related to the unit 3, and in that we have that another problem, that is simply the question is find the gradient of the scalar field, find the gradient of the scalar field f equal to y x square plus y cube minus y, and hence find the maxima and minima of f, maxima and minima of f, okay, that's it, maxima and minima of f. So actually do you remember the concept, that is when we are discussing about the concept of the maxima and minima, at that time simply we have to take that the first derivative is equal to 0 in your previous years problems. So there we discussed that the derivatives must be equal to 0. So then simply we can calculate the value of the maximum or a minimum. So now write down given that f is equal to y x square plus y cube minus y. So for this one just calculate grad f. Grad f means what is the value, dou by dou x comma dou by dou y comma dou by dou z of f. That means dou f by dou x comma dou f by dou y comma dou f by dou z. So then what we get, dou by dou x of f means y x square plus y cube minus y comma dou by dou y of y x square plus y cube minus y comma dou by dou z of y x square plus y cube minus y. Okay, so then grad f is equal to, with respect to x means 2xy, that's it, comma with respect to y, so then what we get, ma, we'll get that x square plus 3y square minus 1. Excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. And here we don't have a 0, I mean we don't have some z, so that's why simply it is enough to take that. So generally we can take the dou by dou x, dou by dou y, so that's why I am taking this one. Okay, so generally we will take it as nothing but some x terms, y terms, z terms, but here what we have that only in terms of the xy, so no need of this one. But normally we can take that 3, okay, and here we cannot take, of course here you can take that it is 0 also, there is no problem, but here I am not taking because clearly we know that it is, I mean the z term is not existing, so that's why. Okay, next what they are asking, they are asking to find the maximum or minimum. So for this one, of course we can say that it is a first order differential equations, right? So when we have to calculate minimum or a maximum value of a function, then we have to calculate dou f by dou x equal to 0 and dou f by dou y equal to 0. Then what we get, 2xy equal to 0, so xy equal to 0. So by this definitely x equal to 0 or y equal to 0, it is a 1 point. Do you remember in your first year, first sem we calculated all this. Then next what we have, 3x x square 3y square minus 1 equal to 0. So from this actually x square plus 3y square equal to 1. Okay, so now here by taking, here we have that simply x square plus 3y square equal to 1. Clearly I have that x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. For example, of course here the point is, one point is origin, okay, and if I put that x equal to 0, then what I will get, I will get that 3y square equal to 1. Therefore y square equal to, what we get, 1 by 3. So now here y equal to plus or minus 1 by root 3. Clear? So therefore here what I am taking is, now here the points are nothing but x comma y is equal to 0 comma 1 by root 3 and another one is 0 comma minus 1 by root 3, because here one point is origin and another 2 points are this one. Okay, now first of all write down. I hope it is clear to you. It is nothing but dou f by dou x and it is nothing but dou f by dou y. And to know the maximum or a minimum of any function, definitely we have to take that the first order derivatives to zeros. Then only we will get that the equation or the y. Simply you can take that the values. And now you will get the doubt, ma'am, why you are taking only x equal to 0? That is your wish. You can take that y is also 0. So then simply we will get that x square equal to 1. So in another case, then x square plus 3y square equal to 1 means x square equal to 1, x equal to plus or minus 1. Okay, so now here what are the point, x comma y is equal to 1 comma 0 and minus 1 comma 0, like this. Now here I have the totally 5 points. Now write down, ma. Actually here they gave that directly, ma, so direct ga aithe manaki konచెం confusing untundi, so that's why I am saying this one. So but please write down why, how I will say like that only. Okay, now write up to here grad f. Now write all this, dou f by dou x equal to 0, this one, and this is same. Okay, dou f by dou y equal to 0, right up to here, and after that if y is equal to 0, then this one. Okay, now write down. Therefore the grad f is 0 when x into y equal to 0. After this one, okay, either x or y must be 0. Therefore f has a maxima comma minima, f has a maxima or minima or saddle points. Saddle points. Okay, now write down next line. If the points x comma y is equal to plus or minus 1 plus r minus 1 comma 0 plus r minus 1 comma 0. So then what we get, that means by substituting these values in a given function, then what we will get? Now listen. So at plus r minus 1 comma 0 means 1 comma 0. The functional value f is equal to 0. This one is 0, right, because y value is 0. So entire value 0 plus 0 minus 0, again 0. Now at minus 1 comma 0, again f is equal to 0. Therefore at plus r minus 1 comma 0, the functional value is 0, that is f equal to 0. Okay, so now here I am taking the another point. Obviously if you take the origin 0 comma 0, you will get that 0 only. Okay, next at 0 comma 1 by root 3. Okay, so at 0 comma 1 by root 3 means what we get, ma? We'll get that f is equal to 0 plus 1 by root 3 whole cube minus 1 by root 3, then which is equal to 1 by root 3 whole cube. We can write it as a 3 into root 3 minus 1 by root 3. Now I am taking the LCM, then 3 root 3 is the LCM, then here 1 minus 3, which is equal to minus 2 by 3 root 3. Okay, then what we get, ma? F is equal to minus 2 by 3 root 3 at, okay, so now here 0 comma minus 1 by root 3 at the time, then what we get, f is equal to 0 plus, okay, here we will get that 1 minus 1 3 root 3 minus 1 by root 3. So then what we get here, same 3 root 3 is the LCM, then 1 minus 1, and here we will get that it is minus 3. So now it is nothing but minus 4 by 3 root 3. Okay, so now simply here I am checking the answers, ma. Sorry, here it is plus, minus into minus plus. So now here it is nothing but 2. So here we got that minus 2 by 3 root 3, and here we got that 2 by 3 root 3. So therefore you have to write that f at plus or minus 1 comma 0, the function value is 0, and at 0 comma 1 by root 3, the function value is minimum, right? If it is 0, it lying between positive values and negative values. Here we have that minimum value, and here we have that maximum value. So now write down. Therefore write on that one, minimum at 0 comma 1 by root 3, maximum at 0 comma minus 1 by root 3. That's it. Okay, so next write down my next problem. Next problem, if small a is a constant vector, small a is a constant vector, find the gradient of f equal to a dot r, f equal to a dot r, and interpret this result. Okay, that's it. Sorry, if small a is a constant vector, find the gradient of f is equal to a dot r, a dot r. So we have to find the gradient of f, right, and where a is a constant. So simply see what they mentioned, f is equal to a dot r. So given that f is equal to a dot r, where a is a constant, so simply here what I am doing is, let a is equal to a1 comma a2 comma a3, and r we know that x comma y comma z. Now f is equal to a1 a2 a3 dot x comma y comma z dot product, then a1x plus a2y f. Now here I am calculating grad f because they asked that one only. So grad f means dou by dou x comma dou by dou y comma dou by dou z of a1x plus a2y plus a3z. So then what we get here with respect to x first of all, so then we will get that a1, right? The next comma dou by dou y, with respect to dou y means we will get a2 comma a3. Okay, so therefore what we have, grad f is equal to this one. So therefore grad f is equal to some a, because already we know that a is equal to a1, a2, a3. That's it. Now write the next problem. Determine whether the vector field capital F is equal to sin y comma x comma 0 is conservative or not. Okay, so now here they gave that simply the value of the f ma. So given that f is equal to this one. Okay, so now here we know that f is equal to grad pi. Therefore grad pi means dou pi by dou x comma dou pi by dou y comma dou pi by dou z. So now by comparing equation 1 and 2, then dou pi by dou x is equal to sin y and dou pi by dou y is equal to x, dou pi by dou z is equal to 0. So it is 0. So here I cannot calculate anything. So now here I am integrating it with respect to x. Then integration of dou pi by dou x is equal to integration of sin y with respect to x. Then pi is equal to here x into sin y. I am taking that one constant function which is in terms of the h, which is in terms of the y and z. Okay, so from this actually I have to calculate the value of the h of y comma z, right? So now here if you observe clearly, I have that this dou pi by dou y is equal to x. So and here dou pi by dou z is equal to 0. So I will not get the value of the h from this. That's why here what we have to do, simply from the third, that is dou pi by dou z, it is not possible to calculate the h value, and from this we can say that h is only in terms of the y. So now here by taking the integration or a differentiation, we have to get the value of the h here, right? So now is it possible? No, because here we have the totally in terms of the x. If you take the differentiation or whatever, if you take for example integration, so then what we get here, you will get that integration of dou pi by dou means pi is equal to some xy, we will get like this. Again we will get some constant, some z, right? In a previous problem also we did in the same way. So here it is not possible, totally we have to get that in terms of the y and constant. So that's why here now write down, right up to here ma, pi is equal to x sin y plus h of yz, right up to there, and write down one sentence there. They asked clearly to just check that it is a conservative or not. Okay, the first equation gives pi equal to this one, where h is a arbitrary constant of y and z. H is a arbitrary constant of y and z. The second equation gives, so differentiate it, then simply what we get ma, simply here we will get that directly by taking the differentiation. That means here I have the dou pi by dou y, no? So I am taking that it is some dou h by dou y, which is equal to some x, because I said that h is in terms of the y and z, and here z is equal to 0 obviously, right? So otherwise simply it is nothing but constant. Then only if we differentiate it, then simply we will get that it is a 0. So now here we have to get that totally the value of the h in terms of the y. But by taking the differentiation, of course we are not getting that, right? So now here I am calculating the value here. So now otherwise simply see, listen carefully. So I have this equation now. So now here I am differentiating it. Okay, so with respect to y, then what we get, dou pi by dou y equal to x into cos y. Differentiate with respect to y, then x cos y plus here h of yz. We know that h is a function in terms of the y, so that's why I am writing it as a dou h by dou y. Okay, so now here what is dou pi by dou y? X. So now x equal to x cos y plus dou h by dou y. Right, and by differentiating finally we have that x cos y plus dou h by dou y is equal to x. So now is this equation will satisfy the all three conditions? No, because already I said that if we want to check that the given function is a conservative, then definitely we have to write that f is equal to some grad pi. Here I took that f is equal to grad pi and I calculated, but here I am not getting that, right? So that's why here, that means here we have to, if we are able to find the value of the h, then simply it satisfies the equations, given equations, otherwise simply it not. Okay, so therefore it is not a conservative field. Okay, so then next, yeah, with this the applications of the third unit are finished, ma. So once check, if any problems are missed, I will discuss in the next classes. So next put a side heading unit 4. Unit 4. The divergence of right on, ma. Divergence of a vector field. Unit 4, divergence of a vector field. So in this totally we have a theory, right on, divergence of vector field. So now here the divergence means, already I said that we know that the grad f, right? Simply we have that the divergent f, so divergent f can be denoted with like this, and additionally we have that the curl f also. Curl means cross product. So now in this fourth unit, already in a third unit we learn about the grad. Now in a fourth unit we are going to learn about the divergence and the curl of a vector fields. Okay, so now write on, ma, put a side heading divergence. Divergence, write down the divergence of a vector field. The divergence of a vector field small u is a scalar field. Is a scalar field. Its value at a point P is defined by divergent of u one by delta v over delta s u dot n ds. Okay, divergent of u is denoted as actually limit of 1 by delta V double integral u dot n ds. This is nothing but the surface integral, and for this we are taking that into 1 by delta V as delta V approaches to 0. Okay. So now take that as equation number 1. Equation number 1 where delta V is a small volume, where delta V is a small volume enclosing P with a surface delta S, and n is the outward pointing normal, and small n is the outward pointing normal to delta S. Okay. So if we want to know in a geometrical way, then simply see clearly. So this is some surface ma. Okay. What they are saying, n is nothing but the outward normal, right? Yeah, n is the outward normal. So and P is nothing but somewhere the point, and delta V, what is the delta V? What they mentioned, delta V is a small volume enclosing, small volume wherever it is, simply it is nothing but inside, and delta S, surface, no? So the S is denoted with a surface, so simply it is nothing but delta S. This is nothing but the geometrical. See clearly what they are saying is the small volume of the delta V has surface delta S and outward normal. For example, here I am taking that some P, and here delta V is nothing but some volume, and it has some surface delta S and outward normal n. Then it is said to have the divergent U. Okay. So next in the next line write down to derive the alternate form, take the volume delta V to be a small rectangular box with the sides of delta x comma delta y comma delta z, and centered on a point x comma y comma z, centered at a point x comma y comma z. So now draw the figure ma. They are saying that square, no? So centered at some point x comma y comma z, and what they mentioned, delta x delta y, x axis, no? So this is x axis, this is y axis, and this is nothing but z axis. So that's why here you can take in any way. Okay, with the sides delta x delta y delta z, and here we have to take the surfaces also. So here I am taking that it is some S1 and it is some S2. Now write down, it is assumed that the components of U have U means what is the value of the U here? U is nothing but U equal to x comma y comma z, or we can write it as nothing but U is equal to U1 comma U2 comma U3. So here what is U1 value? Some x, like that. Okay, U is equal to U1 comma U2 comma U3. Have continuous partial derivatives. And this rectangular box is used to obtain an expression for divergent of U in Cartesian coordinates, that means in x comma y comma z. Okay, now write down, now consider next line, now consider first consider first the contributions from the face S1. This face is perpendicular to x-axis, perpendicular to x-axis. Therefore, the unit normal is 1, 0, 0, and u dot n is equal to u1, u2, u3 dot 1, 0, 0. That means here what we get simply u1. Therefore, u dot n is equal to u1. Next line, the center of the face S1, the center of the face S1 is at the point x plus delta x by 2 comma y comma z, and the area of the face is delta y delta z. Here we are taking the normal along x, no, so that's why here you have to take the delta y delta z. Okay, delta y delta z. Therefore the double integral over S1 u dot n ds is equal to, what is the value here? Simply first of all, u dot n means we are getting that directly, we can write that u1 of x plus delta x by 2 comma y comma z, yes, into delta y delta z. Double integral. Okay, so now this is nothing but the value of the integral, double integral over S1. Okay, so now here next we have to discuss S2 and so on. Okay, now in the next class we will discuss the integral over S2, and after that we have to add both, then we will get the total solution. Okay, so next we will continue in the next class ma. So this is the lecture number 17, and in this we discuss the applications of the third unit, and we started the fourth unit. Okay, thank you girls.